Welcome to Cosmos in a Pod, ready to explore a star system that's practically right next door to us.
Cosmically speaking, of course.
Exactly, cosmically speaking, we're diving deep into Proxima Centauri.
It's our nearest stellar neighbor, just a little over 4 light years away.
4 light years. So, if we could travel at the speed of light, we could get there in just 4 years.
That's right, though 4 years at the speed of light is still a mind-boggling distance for us humans.
Right, but compared to the vastness of the universe, it's like taking a quick trip to, I don't know, grab a coffee.
Haha, yeah, a cosmic coffee run. And here's the even cooler part. Proxima Centauri isn't just any old star. It's got a whole system of planets, and one in particular has astronomers buzzing. Proxima b.
Proxima b. Okay, what's so special about this one?
Well, it orbits right smack in the middle of what we call the habitable zone of its star.
Habitable zone, meaning?
Meaning it's the sweet spot where temperatures could be just right for liquid water to exist on the surface.
Liquid water. It's kind of a big deal when we talk about life, right? Are we talking potential oceans on another planet just 4 light years away?
That's the exciting part, but there's a lot more to consider. To understand if Proxima b could really host life, we need to understand its star.
All right, so tell us about Proxima Centauri, the star of the show. What's it like?
It's a red dwarf star, the most common type of star in our galaxy, actually. And get this, they're a lot smaller and cooler than our sun.
So, like a mini-sun giving off a reddish light. Sounds cozy.
You could picture it that way, but don't be fooled by the mini part. Red dwarfs, especially younger ones, can be a bit temperamental.
Temperamental, huh? What do you mean by that?
They're known for having these massive outbursts called flares. They release bursts of super intense radiation that could blast any planets nearby.
Wow. So even though Proxima b is in this habitable zone, it might be getting hit with a lot of radiation. That doesn't sound very habitable anymore.
That's a major question scientists are trying to figure out. Could any kind of life, as we know it at least, survive that? Or maybe life there has evolved in ways we can't even imagine to handle it.
That's mind-blowing. It makes you question everything we think we know about habitable planets. Like Proxima b is rewriting the rules.
Absolutely. It just shows how much the universe keeps surprising us. We have to keep an open mind.
Okay, I am officially intrigued. So what else is interesting about Proxima b besides the radiation blasts?
Well, it's tidally locked to its star, just like our moon always shows the same side to Earth.
Wait, so one side of Proxima b always faces the star, and the other side is always in darkness. What would that even be like?
It would make for some wild conditions, that's for sure. Huge temperature differences between the two sides. The day side would be scorching, and the night side would be freezing.
I can't even wrap my head around that. What would the weather be like? Could there even be oceans on a planet with such extreme temperatures?
Excellent questions. And that's precisely what scientists are trying to figure out with complex computer models. We have to factor in the flares, the tidal locking, and everything else that makes this planet so unique.
So it's like this giant cosmic puzzle, and we're just starting to put the pieces together.
Exactly. And every new piece of information we get helps us understand this amazing planet a little bit better.
Okay, so far we've got this potentially habitable planet getting blasted by flares, locked in a perpetual day and night, and just full of mysteries. But wait, is there more to the Proxima Centauri system?
You bet there is. It's not a one-planet show. There's another confirmed planet, Proxima c, and there might even be a third one hiding out there, Proxima d.
More planets. Okay, tell me about these cosmic siblings.
Proxima c is a big one, a super-Earth, astronomers call it, about 6 times heavier than Earth, and it orbits much further out from the star than Proxima b.
6 times heavier. That's a serious planet. What's it like way out there in the colder part of the system?
Pretty chilly, you could say. Proxima c is far outside that habitable zone, so it's probably a giant ball of ice, something like Neptune in our solar system.
So we've got a potentially habitable but kind of intense planet and a giant ice world. What about that possible third planet, Proxima d? What's the deal with that one?
It's a bit of a mystery still. Could be even smaller than Earth, and it zips around Proxima Centauri super fast, making a complete orbit in just 5 days.
5 days. Wow, that's a short year. What are the conditions like on Proxima d? Can we even tell yet?
We're still trying to confirm if it's even really there, and we're just starting to gather data. But given how close it is to the star, it's likely a scorching hot world. And yeah, it might be tidally locked too, just like Proxima b.
3 planets, each one stranger than the last. Proxima Centauri is shaping up to be a fascinating place. But why should we care about these planets so far away? I mean, what makes this system so important to us here on Earth?
Well, for starters, it's our closest neighbor in the vastness of space. It's like a cosmic laboratory right in our backyard, giving us a chance to study a star system that's totally different from our own.
So it's a chance to learn more about the universe and how it works. But how do we even study something so far away? What tools do we have?
We use powerful telescopes here on Earth and amazing space telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope. That one's strong enough to study the atmospheres of planets far, far away. Maybe even find hints of life.
Wait, are you saying we could find signs of life on a planet like Proxima b?
It's possible. The James Webb Telescope can look for what we call biosignatures, specific molecules in the atmosphere that could mean life is present.
So we're talking about analyzing the air on a planet 4 light years away to see if there's life there. That's incredible. But are we just watching from afar, or are there plans to actually send something to Proxima Centauri?
There's this really ambitious project called Breakthrough Starshot, and it's trying to do just that. They want to send these tiny, laser-powered spacecraft to Proxima Centauri.
Hold on. Tiny spaceships, powered by lasers, going to another star system. That sounds straight out of a science fiction movie. Tell me more.
It's a pretty revolutionary idea. These tiny spacecraft, called starships, would be propelled by super powerful lasers to a fraction of the speed of light.
A fraction of the speed of light. That's mind-blowing. How long would it take them to get there?
If everything goes perfectly, about 20 years. And once they get there, they'd send back data and pictures, giving us our first up-close look at this incredible system.
20 years.
Yes.
That's within our lifetime. Imagine seeing actual pictures of Proxima up close those potential oceans, maybe even signs of life. It would be a landmark achievement. But is a project like that even possible? It seems like we're pushing the limits of what we can do.
It's definitely a huge challenge, but the team behind Breakthrough Starshot is made up of brilliant scientists and engineers who are determined to make it happen.
Okay, so we have powerful telescopes keeping an eye on Proxima Centauri, and we might even have tiny spaceships heading there in a few decades. It seems like this star system is a hot spot for space exploration. But let's talk about the not-so-fun part for a second. What about the challenges of actually living near a red dwarf like Proxima Centauri?
Yeah, it's not all smooth sailing in a red dwarf system. Those powerful flares we talked about earlier, they pose a huge threat to planets like Proxima b.
All right, let's talk more about those flares. What exactly are they, and how bad could they be for life on a planet?
Imagine this. A massive burst of energy from the star, a tidal wave of radiation, ultraviolet rays, X-rays, the works. That's a red dwarf flare in a nutshell. And they're not just a one-time thing either. They can happen frequently and with insane intensity, especially when the star is young.
Yikes. So it's like living next to a cosmic volcano that could erupt with deadly radiation at any moment?
Haha, that's one way to put it. And it's a serious problem for life. Ultraviolet radiation, for example, is really bad for DNA, the building blocks of life as we know it. And X-rays are even worse. They can pierce through a planet's atmosphere and even strip it away completely.
That's terrifying. So even if a planet like Proxima b started off with a nice atmosphere and oceans, these flares could wreck it all.
That's a big worry. These flares, combined with how close habitable zone planets have to be to red dwarf stars, make scientists wonder if these systems can really be habitable in the long run.
So we've got intense flares that can strip away a planet's atmosphere and blast it with radiation. Any other challenges we should be worried about?
Well, there's that tidal locking situation we discussed. Proxima b being so close to its star probably means one side is always facing it and the other side is always facing away.
Let's talk more about that tidal locking. You mentioned extreme temperatures, but what other weird effects could that have on a planet?
It would mess with the climate and weather in some crazy ways. One side always bathed in sunlight, the other always in darkness. You'd have a huge temperature difference between the two hemispheres. The day side would be an inferno, and the night side would be an icebox.
Wow, okay, I get the temperature extremes now.
Yeah.
But what about the atmosphere? Would there even be oceans on a planet like that?
That's a good question. The crazy temperature differences could create super strong winds, constantly blowing from the hot side to the cold side. Imagine constant planet-wide storms. And yeah, oceans would have a hard time forming under those conditions.
So we're talking about a planet with raging storms, a scorching desert on one side, and a frozen wasteland on the other. Doesn't sound very pleasant. But could life somehow find a way to survive in that craziness?
That's what astrobiologists are trying to figure out. Could life as we know it, or maybe some bizarre life we haven't even imagined, adapt to those crazy conditions?
Now that's a question that really gets the imagination going. We're talking about life that's totally different from anything we've ever seen, able to survive extreme temperatures, radiation, and constant storms.
Right. It makes us rethink our whole idea of what life needs to survive. And it shows us just how diverse and resilient life might be in the universe. It
Yes.
really is amazing to think about. And it kind of makes you wonder if our own solar system, with our nice, stable sun, is actually pretty unusual.
Yeah, maybe we're the weird ones. But okay, with all these challenges we've been talking about, the flares, tidal locking, the crazy conditions, is it even possible for life to exist on a planet like Proxima b? Or are we getting ahead of ourselves?
That's the million-dollar question. It's true, these things make it hard to imagine life as we know it surviving there. But here's the thing, life is incredibly adaptable.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. Right here on Earth, we have organisms living in the most extreme environments you can think of. Boiling hot springs, the freezing ocean depths, even super acidic volcanic vents.
So you're saying that even though Proxima b might seem like a nightmare to us, life could have found a way to thrive in those conditions.
Exactly. Life on Proxima b, if it exists, could be completely different from anything we've ever seen. Maybe it's evolved special ways to protect itself from radiation, handle crazy temperatures, or even get energy from sources we haven't even thought of.
That opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
Yeah.
Literally. Life that doesn't follow any of the rules we know. It's both exciting and a little scary, isn't it?
For sure. It makes us question everything we thought we knew about what life needs to exist. It challenges us to expand our definition of life itself.
So how do we even start looking for life that could be so different from our own? What are the signs?
That's where astrobiology comes in. Scientists in this field are studying the limits of life on Earth, pushing the boundaries of where life can exist.
Why do they do that?
By learning how organisms survive in extreme environments on Earth, it gives us clues about what to look for on other planets, like specific chemicals or gases that wouldn't be there unless life was making them.
So we're using the extremes of life on Earth as a kind of blueprint to search for life beyond Earth. That's clever. What kind of signs, or biosignatures as you call them, will we look for on Proxima b?
One of the most promising ones is finding certain gases in the atmosphere that shouldn't be there unless something is actively producing them. Like, imagine we found a ton of oxygen in Proxima b's atmosphere. That could be a strong hint that something like photosynthesis is going on, just like on Earth with plants.
So it's not just about finding any gas, it's about finding gases that are out of place that wouldn't be there naturally.
You got it. We're looking for chemical imbalances that point to something alive messing with the environment. It's like a detective searching for clues.
Okay, so we've got these amazing telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope that can study the atmospheres of distant planets. Can they actually see those tiny chemical clues on a planet like Proxima b?
That's the big hope. The James Webb is our best bet so far. It's like a super-powered magnifying glass for planets, letting us analyze the air on another world from light years away.
That's just incredible. It sounds like we're on the verge of finally answering one of humanity's biggest questions. Are we alone?
It truly is an exciting time for anyone interested in these big questions. The technology is giving us a real chance to search for life like never before.
It feels like we're opening a new chapter in the story of humanity, one that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe.
I love that. And even if we don't find clear signs of life on Proxima b, the search itself is valuable. It's pushing our knowledge and inspiring us to think in new ways.
So even if Proxima b ends up being a dead end, the journey is still worth it.
100%. The search for knowledge, the drive to explore, that's what makes us human. And Proxima Centauri, with all its mysteries and how close it is the perfect place to explore.
It's like a cosmic dare, inviting us to come closer, figure it out, and see what's really going on. But okay, let's talk about the other confirmed planet in the system, Proxima c. What can you tell us about this super Earth and what its role might be?
Proxima c is definitely interesting. Maybe not a great place for life as we know it, but it tells us a lot about how planetary systems form, especially around these red dwarf stars.
You said it's about 6 times heavier than Earth. That's huge. What's it like on a super Earth like that?
Well, given its size and how far away it is from Proxima Centauri, it's probably a freezing world. Think way outside the habitable zone, more like a giant ice ball.
So picture a planet permanently covered in thick, icy clouds, with a surface that's always frozen solid. Brrr.
That's the picture we're painting so far. But even though Proxima c probably isn't teeming with life, studying it still teaches us a lot. It shows us the amazing variety of planets out there, especially around red dwarfs.
So each planet we discover, Even the ones that don't seem very friendly, adds to our understanding of the universe's vast collection of worlds, right?
Absolutely. Every planet has its own story to tell, its own secrets to reveal. Proxima C is a unique part of the cosmic tapestry, even if it is a bit icy.
It's like we're putting together this giant cosmic catalog of planets, each one with its own unique characteristics.
That's a great way to think about it. And Proxima Centauri, with its diverse family of planets, is a valuable addition to that catalog.
Okay, so we've got a potentially habitable planet, a super Earth, and maybe even a third planet hiding out there somewhere. This system is full of surprises.
It really is. It makes you realize that our own solar system, with its neat and tidy arrangement of planets, might be the exception rather than the rule. There's so much variety out there.
I'm getting a sense of just how big and diverse the universe really is. It's both mind-blowing and a little bit intimidating.
Astronomy has a way of doing that to you. It opens your eyes to the vastness of the cosmos and makes you realize how much more there is to learn and discover.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the planets in the Proxima Centauri system, but let's talk about the star itself for a bit. What can you tell us about Proxima Centauri, this mysterious red dwarf? What's its story?
Proxima Centauri, as we've mentioned, is a red dwarf star, the most common type of star in our galaxy. But despite being so common, they're still pretty mysterious. They're much smaller and cooler than our sun, and they live much longer lives. We're talking trillions of years.
Trillions of years. Our sun's lifespan is something like 10 billion years, and that seems like an eternity.
It is from our perspective, but red dwarfs are on a whole different timetable. They burn their fuel super slowly, so they last a lot longer. Some scientists even think red dwarf systems might be the best places for life to arise because they're so stable and long-lasting.
That's a fascinating thought. We've been talking about the challenges of those flares, but maybe those are just growing pains. Maybe over time, red dwarfs become these peaceful, life-friendly places.
That's a real possibility that we're actively researching. We're trying to learn as much as we can about red dwarfs, how they behave, how they change over time, and whether or not they could support life in the long run.
So even though they might seem a bit temperamental at first, red dwarfs could be the cosmic cradles of life.
It's definitely a possibility. They could be providing stable homes for life for billions, maybe even trillions of years. And Proxima Centauri, our closest red dwarf neighbor, is the perfect place to test these ideas.
It's amazing to think that this tiny, faint star, just a stone's throw away in cosmic terms, could hold such big clues about the universe and life beyond Earth.
It just goes to show that even the smallest, most unassuming things in the universe can hold incredible secrets. And it's our job, as scientists and explorers, to unravel those secrets and put the pieces of the cosmic puzzle together.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the weirdness of red dwarf systems to the possibility of life on their planets.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're just scratching the surface. There's so much more to explore, so many questions left unanswered.
That's the exciting part. Science is a never-ending journey of discovery. It's all about asking questions, seeking answers, and always being open to learning more. And Proxima Centauri, with all its mysteries and its close proximity, is the perfect destination for that journey.
It's like a cosmic beacon, drawing us in, urging us to explore its secrets and ponder the big questions it raises about our place in the universe.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And it reminds us that science is not just about facts and data. It's about wonder, curiosity, and the pure joy of discovery.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? But what if, even if we don't find aliens hanging out on Proxima B, what else can we learn from studying this system?
Ah, you're thinking like a true scientist. Even if Proxima B turns out to be a cosmic ghost town, it's still a goldmine of information.
What do you mean?
It can teach us so much about how planets form, how stars evolve, especially those red dwarfs, all kinds of things about how these systems work.
So it's like having this cosmic experiment set up right in front of us, showing us how things happen on a grand scale.
Exactly. We can study Proxima Centauri and get clues about processes happening all over the galaxy, maybe even the universe.
And remember, red dwarf stars are the most common type out there. So what we learn here could apply to tons of other star systems.
You got it. It's like having a key to unlock the secrets of a whole category of stars and the planets around them.
It's pretty amazing. But let's shift gears for a second. We've talked a lot about the science, but what about the human side of this? What does the discovery of Proxima Centauri and the possibility of a planet that could have life mean for us here on Earth?
That's a really deep question. I think for a lot of people, it's reawakened this sense of wonder about the universe, this idea that we're not alone.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that there's so much more out there than just us on this little planet. that there could be other stories, other histories, maybe even other forms of life unfolding out there.
Absolutely. It makes you realize how much we don't know and how much there still is to discover.
And it really sparks the imagination, doesn't it? Like, what would it be like to actually visit Proxima b? What would we see? What would we find?
Those are the questions that keep scientists and dreamers up at night. Even if we never actually set foot on Proxima b, just the act of studying it, trying to understand it, it changes our perspective. It makes us think differently about ourselves and our place in the universe.
It's like this reminder that we're explorers by nature, always curious, always wanting to know more.
And that's what pushes us forward, to push the boundaries of what we know and see what's out there.
It's a pretty exciting time to be alive, wouldn't you say? We have incredible telescopes like the James Webb showing us amazing things, and projects like Breakthrough Starshot that are literally aiming for the stars. The future of space exploration is wide open.
I couldn't agree more. We're living in this golden age of discovery, and Proxima Centauri is just one of many incredible places out there that will keep us fascinated for generations to come.
It's really inspiring, isn't it? It shows what we can do when we set our minds to it. This drive to explore, to understand, it's at the heart of what makes us human.
Well said. And it's a reminder that the universe is full of surprises, just waiting to be found. So keep looking up, keep asking questions, and never lose that sense of wonder.
This has been an amazing deep dive into Proxima Centauri. We've learned about its fiery nature, its planets, the possibility of life, all sorts of things.
It's been a wild ride. We've challenged our understanding of planets and stars, imagined what alien life might be like, and gotten a glimpse of just how vast and beautiful the universe is.
We hope you've enjoyed exploring Proxima Centauri with us.
And be sure to follow and subscribe to Cosmos in a Pod's podcast and YouTube channel for more fascinating deep dives into the world of space and science.